When I coach people to prepare them for divorce in all those fundamental aspects to tackle this huge life-changing event, sometimes people ask me, so how bad is the impact of divorce in children? And my answer is there's no true, fair answer to that question. No universal truth that applies to every case. Do people get wet when it rains? No fair answer for that either, right? Unless you have more information. Are people standing under the rain outdoors? Are they running? Are they walking? Are they wearing a raincoat? Using an umbrella? How strong is the rain? How does divorce affect children? Whose children? Your children? How is your relationship with the children? How is your spouse's relationship with them? And most importantly, what kind of divorce are we talking about? The hailstorm, the hurricane, the summer rain, the short rain, the rainy year? In sum, you get it. This is your divorce. You will decide the kind of rain that you will bring to your children. And at least 50% of this decision will be yours. Because it's not divorce what has the worst impact on children, not divorce, but rather the how. The how we divorce will determine the impact, and that impact will also greatly determine the key aspects of their adult life. So this is no light matter. So you are right in seeking answers to these questions. They're too important to ignore. And I want to mention another key factor to help answer this absurd generic question of how divorce affects children, and this yet another variable, the what. So the what is the what you do with your life with those children after your divorce. So there's the how, and there's also the what. And the what you do with the children after divorce means a good chunk of this, yes. Two areas where you have a lot of leverage to change the direction of people's lives. Your children's lives, no less. Yes, I know, we live in a society and a time where people prefer no variables, no uncertainty, and preferably not to have to work towards a goal. Like Google, give me this formula today, right now. We need a society where we want exact answers. Well, sorry. Life has a lot more variables than the answers in any book, in all books put together. Those are your variables in your particular case, your life, your children, your spouse. And that's good because we have a saying in our destiny, a saying that is not written like a math formula anywhere. Yes, we have control over many things in our lives, and that is good because we're not statistics, we're not just numbers out there. So the two variables that you can control will have a greater effect on your children than the immediate shock of divorce, if you want, the generic shock, if you will. Divorce is always and will always be an ugly word. Divorce is not ideal, but it is part of life if it becomes unavoidable. And if that's your case, in spite of all your efforts, it becomes then an important part of your life. In my work with divorcing couples, I have the privilege to sit in a place where I can see, I can observe. And there are many psychological studies that agree that following divorce, children experience many difficulties, which if they're left unaddressed, they may linger into adulthood. So we should know that. And that's where you come in. But you don't come in 20 years from now when your child is having difficulties with his own life or her own life. You show up now and you do a better divorce, and then you prevent those issues on your kids when they are not toddlers anymore, when they're not just young kids running around your house anymore. So today I'm not going to give you 7, 5, or 3 strategies, but just one strategy that hopefully will translate into some needed peace of heart for you. Peace in your heart, because if you're approaching this ugly tunnel called divorce, This hard terrain with no clear path, no pavement, no signs, no light, no manual, you're probably overwhelmed, you're concerned, you're lost, and you're sad. It's not an easy moment for you. I feel for you. So let's walk through this one strategy that may sound absurdly simple, but don't be fooled by it because it will still require a lot of effort from you. So this is it. Approach your divorce with the focus on the children. Yes, approach your divorce with the focus on the children. Not on the fight, not on the battle, not on the anger, not on the sadness, not on the revenge, not even on your spouse. Make your children the true main focus of your divorce. The divorce will take its own course. Yes, you will sign papers, you will attend a couple of hearings with the judge, perhaps a mediation or two, but your focus in this divorce will be your children. Stay close to them. Cancel some social life, extra work, and spend more time with them now, before, during, and after the actual divorce process. Work on helping them understand one thing and one thing alone. They are not losing a parent. They're not losing parents. And for this, you have to educate them, talk with them openly, and at their level. Don't lie to them. Reinforce their trust in your words. So show them this transition with words, actions, whatever tools you have on hand. And this concept of focusing on your children during the divorce may sound a little odd and foreign to you because the normal focus is on ourselves in a divorce, on the spouse, on the issues that brought us here, the pain, the disappointment, the shock. But if you take a moment and gain some distance from this moment, you would agree, probably you would agree that this relationship, what is ending really is here the relationship with the other adult, and it's ending. Therefore, that relationship should drop to a pretty low place in priorities, correct? And the relationship that is not ending is the one with your children. This is the group that doesn't have tools to understand why the floor has been suddenly moved under their feet, are at a loss in terms of having even background information to understand what's going on. So they are the true party that is silently crying for help and to have more floor under their feet. Human lives depend greatly on their initial stages. I like to picture this as a building where when children grow up with a solid foundation, they can withstand bad weather, larger challenges, become more productive people for the world, in the world. People who build families, people who help the world become a better place. Those are people who grow up with a good, solid foundation. Childhood trauma, while a broad term, usually relates to trauma experienced in the formative years, in those early years. Let's use an example. Claire and Dave are the children of a relatively normal household. No yelling, no violence, and certainly no abuse. The parents can be Jack and Jane, and then the kids, Claire and Dave, will suffer the impact of their conception, their concept of a family. For them, their parents belong together. A family has this form in their conception. Of course, Jack is terribly angry at his wife because she cheated on him. And man, he is out to take revenge in any possible form, and he focuses on his anger. Jack is starting to erode at that moment this foundation for the children's lives. But you say, hey, but Jack loves his children. He's a great dad. He's not doing this deliberately to hurt the children. No, he's not. He's not doing that deliberately. But the sole thought of destroying Jane's life, the wife's wife, is beginning to be like an assault on the children's future. Many clinicians, psychologists call this attachment trauma wounds, as they can occur as a result of actions or inactions of the caregivers during those early years of their lives. Back to Jack. So if instead Jack focuses even only 50% of his energy of his divorce energy on the children, then he will still do what he needs to do in order to go through the divorce process, yet making the children a priority will protect them. And I'm not expecting people not to have hard feelings towards the other spouse. I'm saying that you can choose where to focus your energy during those next few months. Those few months of the divorce process hopefully will determine a lifestyle where those children will have gained a place of priority in your life. So make them the winners of this process. Keep your focus on them. That is the secret.